Hello, good morning. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining me. The first thing I want to start with is you introducing yourself to everyone.
Okay. Okay. My name is Grace Sturzel. I'm originally from central Wisconsin, but currently I live in Moore, Oklahoma.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 22 years old. I'll be 23
And,
in January.
and what do you do for work?
So currently I am trying to get into a electrical apprenticeship program. Previously I had worked at like dental offices and I realized that I wanted a career change. So that's what I'm doing.
That's so cool.
Mhm.
I love it. I love when people change their careers in the middle of doing this program. Okay, and how did you find us?
So I had worked with Emma before through Rising Tide, and I really enjoyed it. And I had taken a little bit of a break, and then I reached out and found you guys. So
I
the
love
rest is
that.
history.
And she still works with Coach Emma, so it works out
Mhm.
really well. She's currently in the Builders program, and she went through our entire foundations program and then went into the Builders program. So the cool thing about her is when she started back into the foundations program, she was actually injured. So most people would have put this off when they're injured and not started a new nutrition program until after they had healed. What made you decide to do this at the moment you were injured?
So yeah, so I tore my ACL, which was a big downer. But I had worked with Emma before, and I knew she would hold me accountable. I also wasn't sure like what I should be eating to recover properly. And I wanted to see like maybe if food would help with my recovery, my rehab. And then I had worked really hard in the first place to, gain muscle, you know, and I didn't want to lose that. So that's really why I reached out in the first place. So,
How did you tear your ACL? What were you doing?
I played on a female tackle football team, and I stepped funny and my knee blew up. So yeah.
And that was the first year you had ever done that, right? That wasn't like your normal thing to be doing is playing football.
No, no, yeah. That was like a fun spur of the moment thing. Um, so yeah. But it was a really good learning experience, I will say.
I just love that. I love when people are willing to do something out of the ordinary, completely different and super active. So obviously you're really fit. That's really exciting.
Mhm.
Um, how are you able to focus on nutrition and still make all of these changes in your life? Because once you were injured, also you moved during the foundations and the builders program, and now you have completely changed jobs and careers. It's a lot of changes during all of this process. How did you stay focused on it?
So I had done it so much with Emma that it kind of just became a habit, and like not doing it felt weird. Now like I could still go without days, or like I didn't count and I didn't like beat myself up or anything like that, but I knew my goals and I'd already counted throughout my whole injury, like counted macros. So I was like, okay, I've made it this far. I'm not going to stop now, and even if I had to eat, food that wasn't the best quality, I was still hitting my macros. And I kind of just prioritized it no matter what I was doing. So,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Most people are not able to do that. And I commend you at 22 to be able to do that because a lot of people can't. But the cool thing you said was that you have done it for so long that it became a habit because it
Hmm.
wasn't something that was a habit to begin with. And you're a personal trainer too, right? So, I mean, you
Hmm.
teach this as well.
Yeah.
So, it's something that it's like after a while it becomes a habit, which I love that. And how long did you work with Emma before you came and worked with her in FLA?
I can't remember exactly, but I think it was about a year or so.
Okay.
So I knew some things. I also had so many crazy things that going on in my life between like the move, the injury, that like that was the one thing that I could kind of stay disciplined with and like control. So that's
Yeah.
kind of what I, made a point of doing every day.
It's really interesting. I talk to people about that all the time. There's another reason why we call it foundations. It
Mhm.
really grounds me when the chaos hits. And like you had
Right,
so much chaos that I felt like that's kind of where you became grounded. You're like, well, I
right.
can't control all this. My job's changing. I'm moving, work, everything's changing, but my habits, they're the same. No matter where I
Mhm,
am, they went with you. So that was really cool. And it was fun. It's been fun to watch you with everything inside your life because luckily I've gotten to know you really well too. And I'm just so proud of you because even though everything in your life is changing, you've kept your habits really, really strong. And just so you guys know, she's also helping out another group inside our company and she's
mhm,
encouraging other tribe members to move forward too. So that's how I've gotten to know her very well. Well, also at 22, most people are not focused on the last coach they ever need and instead are focusing on fad diets and the fastest way to get progress. What made you want to join a program, even with Emma,
mhm.
versus like doing something else that's like a quick fix?
Well, I had done other things, and I either would start out like super strong and then totally lose it and then beat myself up, and I wouldn't be able to like maintain that for very long. I wasn't really seeing results. Um, I was kind of just like lost. Like I didn't really know what to do. We hear about all these different diets out there, and there's so many different options. There's all these different people telling you to do different things. And then Emma had come to our gym and kind of talked about macro counting, and I liked the idea that I could eat what I wanted and I didn't have to have like a cheat day. And which is nice because you can like eat what you want and then you just continue on with your life. You're not like, oh man, I cheated today. I'm gonna have to go back to eating chicken and broccoli tomorrow. Like you don't have to do that. So that's honestly what I liked about it. That's kind of what sold me on it. And then that accountability again, that it kind of takes the you guessing what you should be eating and why you're eating it out of it. Like you can just reach out, like I'll text Emma and be like, I don't know what to do today. I don't know what to eat today. I'm hungry, and she will do it for me. So that's what I like about it too. And I'm also learning, or I've learned how to do things like for myself. Like when I go to eat, um, I know how much is 4 ounces of meat, and I can count it versus if I had never been taught that.
That's
So
so great. It's so empowering versus the fad diets are so much like you're either right or wrong and it's like
mhm,
perfectionistic.
right.
So your goal's a lot different than a lot of people's.
Mhm,
And you're currently trying to gain weight, correct?
mhm.
Um,
Yes.
what made you choose something like this over like a weight gainer or just like eating a bunch more food? Like, why did
Mhm.
you decide to have a coach to gain weight? Because you could just eat
Yeah,
more food, right?
I don't know. I That would really stress me out. Like I like having like a scientific approach to it, you know what I mean? That makes sense. That isn't just like force feeding as much as you can and not knowing like, is this too much food? Is this, gonna make me gain way too much? Is this not gonna help me at all? You know what I mean? So I wanted to kind of know what I was doing going into it. Same if I were to try to lose weight and go into it with the mindset of this is a process. It's not going to be like I can take a pill and I'm going to gain all my weight and muscle back.
Right. And there's so much more to people think, oh, I'm just going to gain weight. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to eat a lot of food and lift weights. But it's just like losing weight. Like there's,
It's
like
so
you said,
hard.
it's so hard. And there's so much science to it. Like
Yeah.
there's gaining weight and then there's gaining muscle. Just like there's losing weight
Hmm.
and there's losing fat. And people,
Right.
that's one of the things we teach you in FLA. There's a difference. And it's if you
Hmm.
want to look a certain way, it's not just about gaining or losing weight. It's about losing fat and gaining muscle, which is a completely different term.
Well, and a lot of the times, like Emma's given me a lot of food and I'm eating it and I'm eating it and I'm eating it, and my weight isn't going up. Like you think that you're eating all this food and you're gonna just like blow up, but you don't. You like start losing and you're like, oh my gosh,
Uh-huh.
like I don't know what I should be eating, but this is making me lose. So
Uh-huh.
in some ways, like losing weight is very difficult, but like gaining weight is also very mentally and physically difficult too.
Yeah. And people don't realize that both goals can be difficult depending on the person and depending on where you are.
Mhm.
Especially if you've lost weight in a healthy way, sometimes your metabolism will be so fast that now it's harder to gain weight because you actually have a
Mhm.
lot of muscle. Um, so that's a good thing that it's hard to gain weight because now you're nice and
Yeah,
healthy.
right.
Um, so is there anything else you want to share with those that would question if they should join the FLA movement or join a program like this?
Um, I don't know. I always just tell everyone around me, like, you should do it. Like, it's a tribe of people that are there for you. Like I've been through so much. I can reach out to you. I feel like I can reach out to my coach. I can reach out to the tribe. Um, because all the people in the tribe, or, some of the people in the tribe might be going through exactly what you're going through. And, you can talk to them about it. So you really have like a support system that, you know, it's different than any other group or any other like diet that you would go on. So that's what I love about it, honestly.
Me too. And I'm the leader of it, and I feel the same
Yeah.
way. People ask me all the time, why did you build it? And I was like, because I needed it. I needed a support
Hmm.
system myself, and I really wanted a tribe of people that was all about moving forward and loving and supporting each other without judgment. And that's what I wanted. And so that's what we're building. So
Right.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you
Mhm.
so much for your time. And thank you for staying consistent, even through all the chaos of your life, which, to be honest, one of the reasons I wanted to interview is because every single person I talk to has this much chaos. They just
Mhm.
typically use it as an excuse to set things aside. And I'm just so proud of you because you haven't. You've made the decision to continue
Mhm.
on with your habits and use those habits as a foundation versus setting them aside. Even though
Mhm.
your life is changing over and over
Right.
again.
Right.
Well, Grace, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.